Okay, students, we're going to go over your practice test here. Again, you should have done it on your own first. I'll send a blank copy as well if you need to, or you can just redo these ones again and then check your work here. All right, here we go. Sign of F. So if I look at that, sign of F, okay, and we know this is H, that never changes, that's O, and that would be A. Okay, so we know sine is opposite over hypotenuse. That makes it GH over FH over H. Okay, well, we want to know what other function, trig function, will also give me that same answer of GH over FH, with angle H being the reference angle now. Okay, well, so we need it to be this side, GH over the hypotenuse, which never changes, and this side is called the adjacent side to angle H. And A over H, as you should have written down on this already, SOHCAHTOA, A over H is cosine. So the sine of F equals the cosine of H. They both give you the GH over FH. Okay. Problem number one, by the way, goes along with corresponding sides. So if I have overlapping triangles, for example, don't forget, I can't go, for example, this side, that's a full side right there. I can't do that over a partial side of a triangle. It's got to be full side over full side. It has to be full side over full side. So you cannot ever use just a partial of a triangle. Remember, full sides to full sides. That's number one. Okay. Most of them are like this, as we see here, coming up now, which is like number 2 on your war-ups from last class. Okay, so again, here's my reference angle. The angle they give me is my reference angle. You can identify all three sides, your H, O, and A, or just the two sides that they give you, your O and your H, the two sides, the one you're looking for and the one that's given. So again, from SOHCAHTOA, I can see I'm dealing with O and H. So that means I'm going to be using sine right there. Of course, we're going to go to the nearest tenth. So I have sine of 33. Remember, that's always given an angle measure, equals the opposite over the hypotenuse. If you need to write over H to deal with that, go ahead. Put over 1, cross multiply. So I get x equals 12 sine 33. And now that's the exact answer. Now what's the nearest tenth? So I bring up the calculator, check my mode, make sure it's in degrees. Remember, by default, it's in radians. Change degrees, so I can quit. And now I am doing, what was it? 12 sine 33. 12 sine 33. Enter 6.5 would be the approximate length right there. So 6.5 inches. Right. Next one. Notice it's the same type again. We're given reference angle 62. This is the A, and here's my H. So in SOHCAHTOA, that is cosine. So I have cosine of 62 equals 30 over x. Cross multiply, I get x cosine 62 equals 30. Last step, divide by cosine 62 on both sides to get x by itself. Okay, that would be the exact answer, and we want nearest tenth. So 30 divided by cosine 62. 30 divided by cosine 62. 63.9 feet. Okay. So again, those are the same type. I just identify the two sides that are given to me. Find it in SOHCAHTOA. It's either sine, cosine, or tangent. Okay. You can have like 5 of these type. Okay. I'm doing that over and over. Okay. There's my reference angle. There's the opposite, and there's the adjacent. So over A is tangent. I wrote SOHCAHTOA again here. Over A, tangent. So tangent 68 equals opposite over adjacent. Cross multiply. I get x equals 10 tangent 68. Notice I always put the trig function last. And then the approximate answer, okay, nearest 10th, 10 tan 68, 10 tangent 68 is 24.8. So 24.8 and it's millimeters. Okay. Notice we'll have one that you're going to find the angle R. So that's my reference angle. I fill in the two that give me the opposite and the adjacent. So again, that's tangent. Opposite over adjacent. So we have it right there, tangent. So I have tangent of R equals the opposite 9 over the adjacent 40. Not divide. How do I get rid of tangent? Inverse tangent. So inverse tangent of 9/40ths. Type that in the calculator now. Second tangent, inverse tangent of 9 divided by 40 equals 12.7. Going to the nearest tenth. So R is approximately 12.7. You just pay attention to whatever they tell you to round to, or it's multiple choice, and you're just picking it right there. Okay, here's another one like our original besides this last one, the other ones. There's my reference angle, opposite and hypotenuse. So it's over H, sine. You got it right there, over H, sine. So I have sine of 33 equals y over 4,320. Cross multiply, y equals 4,320 sine 33. That's the exact answer. And we're going to round to the nearest foot. Remember, that means the nearest whole number. Notice it says show all your work. That means it's a box question. You actually have to write the equation out like this. Write a proportion. Cross multiply, write that. So you have all three steps. And then you put in your calculator to get the final answer to the nearest foot. So you're going to add the feet on there. 4,320 sine 33. 2,352.8, but we're going nearest foot, so that's going to round up to 2,353 feet. Don't forget the units or you lose a point. Okay, so there's that one. And you got another one like that in the same problem. So you have to show work on both of them. That's your box question. Okay, and lastly, this is one like we had done in our lesson 4, and I even said one similar to that on the test. This is that one similar to that on the test. Remember this, the angle of depression. It tells me the angle of depression is 35 degrees. So I can put a 35 in there. That's my reference angle. That's the opposite side, and there's the hypotenuse. Notice this is how far is the skydiver from the landing zone. Skydiver to landing zone. So that's the one I'm looking for right there. So O and H is what I'm looking for. So what is over H? Let's write out SOHCAHTOA again. Over H right there. Sine. So the sine of 35 equals the opposite, 1,000 over hypotenuse. Again, cross multiply. And last step, divide by sine 35. And it doesn't say what to round to, it doesn't say what to round to. So you just find the answer there. It's multiple choice. That's the exact answer. Approximate 1,000 divided by sine 35. 1743. We'll go to the nearest units. 1743. And then whatever the units are, feet. 1743 feet. Okay? So, Again, you could go through and practice these again from scratch, work it out, make sure you're writing SOHCAHTOA down each time. So then you go ahead and identify in your SOHCAHTOA which two pieces, the one you're given and the one you're looking for, and underline that so you can then see which trig function. Notice I did that each time. Okay, we underline the sign there when it was over H. We underline the tangent there. For like this one, it was over A, along with that one over A. Okay, here we had our over H. That one went to that one right there, over H. So it told me sign. Okay, make sure you're doing that on each one and underline which two pieces, the one you're looking for and the one given to you, where those two letters are, and that tells you which trig function to use. So you can see most of them are this same type. There's one finding the angle measure only. Otherwise, they're all, mostly besides number one, of corresponding sides. All right, that does it. Test next class.